Hey everyone, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10ish review for all you over 925 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the recommendations that you continue to give me. Now, the film I am reviewing today is one that I chose. And the reason I chose it was I did a trailer reaction on this film. Well, the film is now streaming, so I wanted to watch it. And the film is 2025's Baby John. Baby John. It's directed by Kalees. It stars Varun Dhawan, who I've seen in Stree 2 in Rocky and Rani. Waniqa Gabbi, who I've seen in Khufiya and 83. Sanya Malhorta, who was in Badhaai, Dangal, Kathal, a jackfruit mystery, was not in this film very long. Kirthi who was in Kalki 2898. Jackie Schroff, big fan of his. Devdas, Jailer, Sing 'Em Again. And Salman Khan, who I've seen in Kick and Bharat, EK, that I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Now, this is a remake of a Tamil film, and from what I understand, it's almost a shot for shot of that film. Okay, the story. The story is about a super cop. He reminded me of Singham. Let me just say that right up front. He did remind me of Singham, the way he was portrayed with the sunglasses. But he is a cop chasing down a pretty awful bad guy, played by Jackie Schroff, who I think was the best thing in this film. He was awful, like just a great bad guy, just long, scraggly, gray hair, kind of disgusting, but mean, nasty, evil. And he, well, this is 2025. Are there spoilers? I guess there are spoilers, so I shouldn't spoil it. Let's just say that something happens that Baby John does. And DCP Satya is his real name. He becomes Baby John. And he does something really bad to the bad guy, Tara. Excuse me. Nananji. So the bad guy exacts revenge on him in a pretty powerful, awful scene. And now I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but it's horrific. It's horrific. And there's a certain thing that happens. They have a child, adorable, by the way. Something pretty awful happens to her in that scene. So as a result of all of that, he has a new life as Baby John with the daughter. And he's living his life, and he gets exposed as DCP Satya. Now, Nananji wants to get his revenge on him, even worse. And that's the film. And it reminded me of Leo. That's what it reminded me of. Because in Leo, he's this, which was was based on the history of violence, that film. But in that film, he's this quiet guy who, through circumstance, can do these amazing things. Then you find out at the end he's really something else. It had that vibe. Now, he wasn't a cop; he was just a bad guy. In this one, it's a cop, and so I actually like the story. So I'm going to give the story a 3. I'm trying to think of. I want to give some. The daughter in this I thought she was a little precocious. You know, in these films, you get this little precocious girl, but I actually liked her. She was very funny, and she was adorable. Their big his big entrance is he's repairing his broken
2 minutes,
motorcycle.
baby.
And something's up with him because some guy drives by and splashes water on both of them, on the girl especially, and he chases them down because she wants him to,
बेबी
and
मेरी
she's
पिंकी
egging
को
him
मत डांट.
on too. Baby John, Baby John. Um, and they well, I'll get to the music in a second. So what else? Her name is Kushi, by the way, Kushi. Um, yeah, there's another scene where he meets her teacher, Mira, who ends up his wife, and he says he doesn't understand Malayalam. So then there's a scene where he's talking to someone in fluent Malayalam. She's looking at him like, "What? What's that about?" Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Her uh, the first Mira was not Mira was who he ended up marrying. She was a doctor. I'm sorry. This is the teacher who ends up being not what she seems to be. It's just hard to do without giving stuff away. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't try. The performances, look, the performances were good. They weren't great. I thought Jackie Schroff was, like I said, the best thing in this. But I will say that the one scene that I referred to when all the bad things happened to him, his wife, and his daughter, that's a pretty awful scene and well acted. Um, but I would say that Jackie Schroff elevates the performances. So because of him, I'm going to give the performances a 4 because he was really, I mean, he was just, like I said, he was awful. He's a great bad guy. The music was good. Let's see. The first song is this is where they establish the relationship with Baby John and Kushi. They do everything together. And at one point, she sings, "You're my baby, Johnny," sung by her. So they're establishing the tight bond that they have, obviously. And then second song is during a fight, and the fight scenes were good. This guy. Now that's another thing I read in the reviews that they said it didn't really fit this actor, Varun. I thought he was fine. I mean, the action scenes he was really good in. Another song after uh, after school, big number song. Oh, sung by the kids. Yeah, that was a cute number, I thought. Um, oh, and then this is so they're trying to fix him up, and that's where Malhorta comes in, and I can spoil this. So she meets him for the first time, and she's singing this song, and the song is "You'll Never Get Your Hands on Me," which was very funny. Well, they don't end up together, needless to say, but that's the only thing she was in, and then he ends up meeting the doctor Mirror, who ends up being his wife, and she, she was a pretty woman, but I wasn't like whoa. And then she came out in this sari, and it was a little slow motion, but she was all made up. She was quite beautiful, actually. Um, and there was another song at a baby shower. Um, after and it was all kind of mixed together. This one song, but they agree to get married. They're all these big sets and costumes. Thami once more, and then this film takes a turn where it's about young girls being slave traded, and that's what it turns into, which was like, what? Well, all of a sudden it became this thing, and it was quite a compelling story to tell, and good motivation for him. Um, the music, it was fine. I gave it a 3, and overall, I'll give this movie a 3. I'm sorry. I do this, man. I go too fast and then I got to put up my verdict for this film. Okay, I'm just showing you the verdict thing. I give it a 3. It was fine. I mean, it was good. It kept my interest. Um, it reminded me, like I said, of Singham. It reminded me of Leo. I don't know the Tamil version, but from what I read in the reviews, this is like almost an exact copy of that film. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Was the other film better? Did you like this film better? But yeah, I mean, it was fine for the type of film it was. I thought the little girl was adorable because even at the end, they're locked. They're locked with all these kidnapped girls, and she's kind of the one that riles them up. She's got a lot of baby John in her as far as her attitude, and she's pretty tough. And she's like, she's trying to talk him into it. He goes, "Baby John will save us." But I thought she was adorable. I thought she did a really nice job, and I loved their relationship. Um, and of course, he ends up on a horse in the climax, which was kind of funny. Okay, so now, well, no, I can't even give that away because I don't want to spoil it. Okay, it's spoiler free, so I can't do it. But the only thing I was really disappointed about, because in the trailer, I know Salman Khan was in the trailer, so I'm like, okay, he's going to be a part of this, but he wasn't. He was in the very end, and it was fine. I will say that they did a funny thing at the end. They both looked at the camera and they wished everyone a happy holiday, like every holiday you could imagine. They wished during the credits. That was kind of funny. But I was disappointed he wasn't in it a lot more. It was a good scene, but I will also say this, it could have been anybody because his face is covered for most of the fight, which is kind of a cheat, I think. So was it him? I don't know. But I was a little disappointed of that. I was looking forward to seeing Salman Khan. So that's my take on Baby John. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't even know how it did at the box office. But I figured since I saw the trailer, I thought the trailer was I thought the trailer was probably better than the film because I thought there'd be a lot more action. There was action, but not as much as I thought there would be. But I still liked it. So I think a three is pretty solid. Okay, so let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and as always, please share. That's how we can build this maniac community to at least 1,000 subscribers. I also believe once I get to 1,000, I'm going to get more and more because you guys, you thousand are going to start sharing. So you can say, hey, this guy from Massachusetts in the U.S. is watching a lot of Indian films. In fact, the number that I've posted is over 150. I've seen more than 150 because on the old channel, I'm reposting from that, but I've seen, I don't know how many I've seen over there. So I'm watching a lot of these films. So, so I think I think you should spread the word. Okay. I mean, look at I got my Indian jersey over there. I'm all in, baby. I am all in. I'm ranting. I'm sorry. All right. So listen, I appreciate you guys as always. So we'll see you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with either trailer reaction or a 10-ish minute review. Thanks for watching, everybody.